Okay. Hey everybody, it's Jeff with Team Catfish, and I'm going to do something today that I've never done before. I am going to give away some items live. You know, a lot of people say that they share this, they share that, they never get picked, and we're constantly giving away products here at teamcatfish.com and Flea Fly, Bow Hunter One. These pages, we give away a lot of items, and we really want to talk to you about some of our items. While I've got you here for the giveaway, I'm going to talk about some of our hooks. I'm going to talk about some of our bait. I'm going to talk about some of the items that I'm going to give away. And we have a few little stipulations for you guys that want to win some items. You got to share this feed. You got to like the feed. And you have to comment giveaway time. And we're going to be talking about double action hooks today. We're going to be talking about dip tubes today. We're going to be talking about giving away a hand towel today. We're going to be talking about the differences between Secret 7 and sudden impact fiber bait. We're going to be talking about dead red blood spray and what you use it for. We're going to give away a koozie live today, Eat Sleep Catfish koozie. We're going to give away some decals. So I'm going to pick several winners, and I'm going to write these winners down on my notebook here. And we're going to announce these winners live, but you're going to have to stick with me while I talk about these products. And I'm not really talking about these products to try to sell you more products, but we just came back from the Catfish Conference in Louisville, Kentucky, and there was a cajillion questions about what's the difference between your baits and what's the difference between your hooks and you know, all these questions. And man, we didn't know you had all this stuff. We love Team Catfish, but we've only seen the hooks, or we've only seen the sinker bumpers or the sinker slides. And you know, it really made me think, hey, I need to spend some more time with my fans. You guys are so awesome. I need to spend some more time with you on live feeds explaining to you the differences in our items. Now, I want to be able to share these products. I want you to share our live feed with your friends, because you guys fish with a lot of people out there that can use this knowledge too. They need this knowledge. Your friends need this knowledge. You know, when you guys are at the store picking out catfish hooks or picking out catfish bait or whatever it might be, I want you to have the knowledge to make a good choice, regardless whether you buy Team Catfish or you buy another competitor's brand. I want you guys to be able to be educated on the products that are available in the stores. And, you know, hey, there's a lot of misconception around catfishing, and I need to do what I can to help educate you. And one of the things that I wanted to start with today is the variety of hooks that we have. And this question probably came up more than just about everything that we had at the Catfish Conference. Was, you offer so many style of hooks, what would I use? This is called a mighty wide hook. I'm going to show you that. Now, a lot of people have known this hook for years as a Kale style hook, but we had some really large customers come to us and say, you know, guys, can you please build an extremely good quality hook like this? We got customers that want them, and you know, we can sell them if you'll build them. So we went back to the people that have built our double action hooks for years and our jackhammer hooks, and they built this style hook. So let's talk about the newest style of hook that we have at Team Catfish. This is called a mighty wide, and there's 4 different sizes of mighty wides. You can find the mighty wides a lot of different locations, but it's ultimately it is still a Kale style of hook. Now, a lot of people that use a Kale style hook still fish with live bait. They want to fish with big live baits, and the live baits kind of set right down in here, and they hammer those big flatheads when they're using live baits. And this is still a set the hook. It somewhat is a self-setting hook, but the people that use the Kale hooks a lot of times still like to set the hook themselves. So I want you to remember, if you like the Kale style hook, look for the Team Catfish Mighty Wides. It's a great live bait hook. People do use them for cut bait, but a lot of flathead anglers really like the Mighty Wide catfish hooks. So let's move on. I want to talk about another hook that a lot of flathead people use and a lot of live bait people use, and this is called the Super J. And again, this has a nice little area right down in here where it holds a live bait, like if you hook them through the dorsal fin and you know, you throw them out there. And this is a meat and potatoes, get her done, stand up, I am gonna hammer your butt, set the hook kind of hook right here. And there is a lot of people that still like to do that. There's a lot of people, especially flathead fishermen and big live bait fishermen, that want to set that hook and try to get that flathead out of that heavy cover right away. So the next time you're choosing a catfish hook, we have the Mighty Wides, we have the Super J hooks, and take a good look at this hook right here. It's pretty hard for me to find my, you know, see where my camera is, but this is a big hook, and I can promise you, when you hammer that big old flathead with this dude, he's gonna know it, and you got enough hook to drag him out of that cover. So somebody's gonna win some giveaways here. I'm going through my items, folks, because there was so many people at the Catfish Conference that just needed help. They needed to see, well, what do you do with this hook? What do you do with that hook? So I've talked about the Mighty Wide. I've talked about the Super J. Now let's talk about one of the original Team Catfish hooks called a Jackhammer J hook. Okay, this was one of the original products that we brought out in 2007. And we have 4 different sizes of jackhammer hooks. And again, this is another hook where you can set the hook. You might fish this with a piece of shad, or you might fish it with a cut bait, or you might fish, you know, a small live bait with this hook. The Jackhammer J hooks are, again, just a great get her done. Stand up, smack that catfish hook. It will somewhat self-set, but not anything like a double action or a super circle will. So these go down in very small sizes, so you're fishing for pond cats, you're fishing for small channel cats, you know, and you still like to set the hook, you're looking something for easy for kids to use. Check out the Jackhammer J hook. I would recommend the Jackhammer J hook. We've used it for years and years and years, and the design has never changed, and people absolutely love these jackhammer hooks. So I'm going to talk probably in depth more about the next hook that we offer, because it again was one of the original Team Catfish hooks that we brought out in 2007, and it's called a double action. It's the #1 selling hook that we have. Hey, look at all those fans, all those thumbs up. You guys are so friggin' awesome. We got a whole bunch of followers here with us right now. So, you know, this is just awesome for me to be able to reach out to you and share this information. Let's talk about the double action hook. The #1 selling hook in Team Catfish. And you guys have bought hundreds of thousands of packages of double action hooks in red and black nickel. And this is the hook right here that a lot of people trust as their #1 catfishing hook. They have their tackle box full of these, and these come in 4 sizes: 1/0, 3/0, 5/0, and 8/0. They come in dead red finish or the black chrome, black nickel finish. The 8/0 and the 5/0 are the #1, the #2, 1 and 2 selling SKUs. I use this hook right here for probably 80% of my catfishing. The 8/0 double action catfish hook, and I'm going to take one of these out, and I chose the red color because the red color is easy to see. And I'm going to give this pack of hooks away right here. I'm going to sign this package, and I'm going to give this package of hooks away to somebody who shares this feed and comments and does what we ask them to do: like, share, and comment. Live giveaway. Now let's talk about the double action hook. Okay, you see this hook is a little bit offset. It's hard for me to show you, but it is a little bit offset. But look at how this hook is designed. Okay, it's kind of a cross between a kale hook and it's a cross between a circle hook. We've got a nice tip that's turned in right there, but we've got a great big super wide bait holder area right here, and this bait holder area is what keeps the cut bait right down in here. And when you pull on this, when a fish pulls on this hook, the harder he pulls on this hook, the deeper the hook will turn into the fish. And that's why it works so well as a self-setting hook. But it's not really a true circle hook. A true circle hook will not have this big wide bait holder gap down in the area right here. A true circle hook is a circle, and the tip will come back in farther to the hook right here, to the shank. So what we're able to do with this is the double action actually works 3 different ways. You can let the fish swim off, and you can, man, he'll bury that old rod. That's that old strike we all live for. That's, you know, the old bam, wham, big pull down. And he'll hook himself. We can also, when we see a commitment and we see a fish swimming away with our bait, instead of standing up and trying to smack that fish like you would with a J hook, you can reel down, and you've seen us do this in videos for a year. You can reel down, burn that reel, and your rod tip will load up, and then when it's load up and the fish is pulling on it, I recommend that you reel 2 more turns. Bam, you got him. So you didn't have to jerk your bait off your hook. You just reeled down and smoked him. And man, I love doing that. Catfish anglers, if you get started reeling down and hammering those fish, you are going to love it. And that's what you do with the double action. The other thing that you can do with the double action is kind of like the third method. And it's not a hook set. It's a rod sweep. Now you think about how a fish is swimming away with your bait. You think about how he's moving away. Okay, what you're doing is you're implementing the way he's doing that, but you're picking the line up, a whole bunch of line. You're picking that line up, okay? And what you're doing by picking that line up is you're starting to put that tip of that hook in his mouth, and as you pick that line up, that hook is just going to start turning and turning and turning and turning. And that's the third way that you use a double action catfish hook. Now, I'm going to take this package out right now. I'm going to take this header card off here right now, and I'm going to sign this Jeff Team Catfish. Okay, and I'm going to pick a winner later today if you share this feed. I'm going to put the header card back in here. There it is, signed Jeff from Team Catfish. And I'm going to give this package of double action hooks away, and you will know if you're the winner. And I'm going to pick a winner for a Team Catfish cap at the end of this live feed. This hat right here, I'm going to sign it too, and I'm going to pick a winner at the end of this live feed, and I'm going to sit here and watch some of these guys roll through here, and I'm going to pick a winner. But you've got to like, share, and comment live giveaway. So let me put my hooks back in here. Stick with me here for a minute, y'all. Well, I can do that after a while. I don't have to do that right now. Okay, so let's talk about 2 of the other really popular items that we have at Team Catfish that we just answered a gajillion questions about at the Catfish Conference. That is a sinker bumper and a sinker slide. Originally, 2 of the original Team Catfish items that we've had for years. And I want to talk a little bit about the sinker bumper first. The number 6 sinker slide is big enough to clip sinkers on up to 16 ounces down to a ½ ounce, okay? So what you do is you take a sinker. Let me get this out of here. And the good thing about these live feeds, I don't have to be in any kind of a hurry with y'all. We've got a sinker, okay, slide. Your line goes through the slide right here. And then when you want to clip your sinker on your slide, you just undo it, pull her out, and just like that, you can clip a sinker right on here. Now this will hang up and down on your line. Clip your sinker back on there, and you can clip a 3-ounce sinker on there. You can clip an 8-ounce sinker on there. You can take your sinkers off your rods at night when you're going in. You don't want those eggs, you know, you got those egg sinkers on your rods and they're banging around on your poles while you're traveling. You can take all your sinkers off of your rods in the evening, and you can change sinker sizes without ever having to cut your line. So I would highly recommend looking at the Team Catfish number 6 sinker slide. These things can be found all over the country if they're not sold out, but they get sold out a lot. So call ahead, call your dealer and say, hey, if you don't got them, when can you get them in? I'm going to kind of go off the topic here for a little bit because that kind of reminds me. You know, we have a lot of people that have the misconception that we go in and we stock people's tackle shops. And that's not how the tackle world works, folks. It's up to the dealers and the distributors and the people to reach out to us and let us know that they want our products. Without you going in and telling them, hey, I saw Jeff on a live feed and I want to buy some of his number 6 sinker slides, or I want to buy a double action hook from you. You know, let's just say that this name's dealer, you know, it's Jack's Tackle Shop. Okay, Jack's Tackle Shop has never heard of Team Catfish before, and you walk in and you say, hey, I saw these items. Is there any way that you have access to Team Catfish products? I saw this, and I really want one of these. I really want you to get some sinker bumpers in, some sinker slides in, some catfish bait in, and Jack, I'll buy this stuff from you if you get it in here. Well, a lot of times Jack does not know who we are. So it's up to you, the customer, to educate your dealer on what you want. And after they understand that they are losing sales because they're not stocked up with our products, they will get it ordered and they'll have it in there for you, because these guys are in business and they do not want to lose business. They want to provide the items that you want, but they have to know that you want them. So, you know, it's kind of a give and take deal. You work with your dealer. You tell the dealer that you want to buy these items from them, and a lot of times they will stock them. Doesn't matter if it's Bass Pro Shops, Academy, Walmart, whoever it is. Those folks have the ability to get a hold of us, and we have vendor agreements with companies all over the country, and we can get those products. If they will place the orders, we will ship those items to them. So I talk about that from time to time because there's a big misconception a lot of times with how tackle shops get stocked up on our items. And it's because you, the fans, you, the people that use our stuff, you go in and you say, I want to buy that here. Please get it in here for me. We appreciate that, and that's what opens up the doors for us. So let's talk about a sinker bumper. Again, one of the original Team Catfish products that we had, brought out in 2007. Man, that's awesome. I got 110 people with me right now. Let's talk about a sinker bumper. Lots of questions about sinker bumpers. And I don't do this enough with y'all. I need to spend more time and show you about these items. But for years, people have used a hard plastic bead above their swivel. When their lead comes down and it hits that bead, they think that's a good line and knot protector. Well, nothing could be further from the truth. And listen to what I'm getting ready to tell you here, because what I'm telling you is the gospel truth. I learned this the hard way after guiding 200 days a year, year after year. But we have a sinker bumper, okay? Now I want you to take a look at this, and this is soft. See how I can squeeze this? This acts like a shock absorber for your sliding weights, okay? Now, what happens a lot of times when you use egg sinkers, or you use no-roll sinkers, or you use sinkers that slide up and down your line? They're lead, so they're soft. And that soft lead goes down and it hits your bead or it hits your swivel. And when it hits the bead and it hits the swivel, it starts marring or nicking your lead. And when your lead gets nicked and when your lead gets damaged, it scratches your line. And I want you to just go out and look sometime and see how much your egg sinker slides up and down your line when you're reeling in or when you're casting. Scratch, 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 scratch. This thing is scratching the fire out of your line. Once it has one little nick in it, it is scratching the fire out of your line, and eventually you're going to have a weak spot and break. So what was happening to me was I'd be out on a guide trip and I'd get a big pull down and my client would stand up and get ready to hook the fish, and it would just be like, whoof, like nothing ever happened. But I was using 2-ounce egg sinkers and braided line, and what was happening was my egg sinkers were going down there and they were hitting that brass swivel and they were getting scratched to pieces. And that scratching was scratching my line, and it was causing weak spots in my line. Well, beads are harder than the lead. Beads, plastic beads, actually, when an egg sinker or a no-roll sinker comes down and hits the top of a plastic bead, not only does it nick it, it starts concaving the lead up into the hole. So you have a solid ring right there of something scratching your line. And it will just chew your line to pieces, especially if you're using braid and you're doing a lot of fishing and you're using heavy sinkers. Those beads are terrible, absolutely terrible on lead. So what we did was we developed a sinker bumper out of necessity for the people that like to use sliding egg sinkers or snow rolls. And this will actually bounce the sinker right up off the top of the swivel. So when you are out in the field, I want you to think about this stuff, because you don't want something harder than the lead damaging your lead the next time you're out on the water. Get some sinker bumpers, and I promise you, your lines are going to be stronger than you've ever known them to be. The best thing to use is a sinker bumper and sinker slide in conjunction, and you will have the ultimate rig at that point in time. You tie your leader, and then you put a sinker slide on your main line, then you put a sinker bumper, and that slide comes down and hits your sinker bumper, and that is the ultimate line protection for you guys. You won't have any weak spots in your line down around your swivel, and I can promise you, you're going to be amazed how much stronger your line really is when you do this. And it costs a little bit more money to do this, but when Moby Dick chomps down on you, you want to make sure that your line is in really, really good shape. So I'm going to move on right now, but I'm going to remind everybody, we are going to give away a package of double action hooks. I'm going to give away a Team Catfish cap. I'm going to give away a koozie, Eat Sleep Catfish koozie. And I'm going to give away a hand towel, okay? But I'm going to pick one winner at the end of this live feed, right? It's going to be kind of hard for me to pick the winner live, because I want to go back in and I want to pick the, I want to see what the names are. But I am going to try to pick somebody live on here. The names are just coming up, y'all. There's Ian. There's Roberto. There's Ginger. You guys are freaking awesome. There's Adrian. So as these names come up, there's George. You know, as these names come up, I'm going to kind of pick a winner, and we're going to give that hat away live to somebody here. So you're going to want to hang in here, and you're going to want to keep commenting at the back of this live feed, because that's how I'm seeing these names. People are commenting. There was Sweet, Austin Vaughn. Hey Jack, there Frank says, hey Jack. Live giveaway from Mike. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more, okay? Let's talk about one of my favorite items, and again, one of the original Team Catfish products, Dead Red Blood Spray, and I bet I answered 50 questions about Dead Red Blood Spray at the Catfish Conference this weekend. Okay, the Dead Red Blood Spray comes in a 4-ounce spray bottle, and we sell thousands and thousands and thousands of bottles of this stuff. It's very inexpensive. It's less than $10. You know, I think it's like $5 or $6 most places. And this product was definitely designed to help you save more live bait or help you fish with frozen bait. Now, this isn't blood, but it's got a lot of fish oils, and it turns the color of your old washed out cut bait, it turns that stuff blood red. So what we have here is a product, when you're fishing with a cut bluegill or a cut skipjack or a cut shad, whatever your cut bait might be, you know, it sets out there in the water for 30 minutes, for an hour, you bring it in, you know, it looks like a white piece of paper. There's no blood or oil hardly left on it. And again, when I was guiding all the time, y'all, I needed a lot of bait. So what I developed was a product that I could spray back on the bait, I could spray back on the cut bait, and it would kind of revive it, re-energize it, freshen it back up. Sometimes I'd just take that piece of cut bait off and I'd throw it in a bag or an old cooler, and I'd dump a half a bottle of this stuff in there, and I'd just leave that old cut bait sitting there marinating in that cooler. And if I ran out of bait that day, or I was running low on bait that day, I would grab an old piece of that cut bait, whoop it out, throw it out there, and catch some more fish on it. So that's what the original intent was of the Dead Red Blood Spray. But from that point on, we got people that inject baits with it. We've got people that use it on frozen bait. You know, frozen bait, a lot of the oils and everything, the blood is broken down when you freeze it. And they spray their baits down with this. If you use shrimp, this will take your shrimp to a whole nother level if you're using frozen shrimp. Dump some of this in a bag with your frozen shrimp. Let it set in there for about an hour, and you're going to see a huge difference. And you're going to, when you put this in the water, you'll see a little bit of fish oil and stuff coming off of it. So it's a great way for you to revitalize frozen bait. It's a great way to reuse cut bait. And I would highly encourage you to look at Dead Red Blood Spray. This stuff can be found all over the country. Look at all those likes, man. I say this all the time. I got the best fans at Flea Fly and the best fans at Team Catfish ever. You guys are just badass. So that's Dead Red Blood Spray. That's what we use it for. You can find it in lots of locations. And let's move on. We're going to talk about one of the items that I'm really proud of that we've been selling for years here, called Tug of War braided line. Man, I don't even know how many likes and loves, and I just can't even tell you how much is flooding across the screen right now. You guys are just friggin' awesome. Share this with your friends. We want to give these items away. Okay, so let's talk about 65-pound Tug of War braid. We offer Tug of War in 100 and 300 yard spools. Okay. We used to offer green, but now we just offer the high vis, and we used to offer 30, and we used to offer 100, but you know what? The majority of catfish anglers wanted 50, 65, and 80 pound, so that's what we're down to now in 100 and 300 yard spools. So what we have is a high visibility braided line made in America, 100% Spectra, tough as hell, braided catfishing line. That stuff is really, really bright, y'all. I mean, really bright. So this is the 100-yard spool. This is enough to fill up most of your lines, most of your reels. And we offer this in a 300-yard spool. It's very smooth. It will float a little bit because of the finish on it, but the more you use it, the softer it gets, and it doesn't like to lose its color. It doesn't like to turn white and fade it out like some of the cheaper braids and some of the import braids that are on the market. Tug of War is American made with American products, and it has been a staple of the Team Catfish brand for years and years and years. We have people that trust Tug of War, and next year we're going to have the Tug of War monofilament back out, and it is also too going to be an American made monofilament, and it'll be the original monofilament that we sold for a few years, but we're going down to a smaller spool size. We're going to have a 330 yard spool, and we're going to try to get that available in 15, 20, 25, 30, and 50. Now again, Tug of War braided line, high vis, nuclear yellow we call it. We have it in 50, 65, and 80 pound in 100 and 300 yard spools, and it's American made, and it's just it's as good a braid as you've ever put on your fishing rod. Give us a shot, try it out. You're going to really like it. Now again, you can find these items at teamcatfish.com, or you can find a dealer at teamcatfish.com. Look at our dealer network and call your dealers if they don't have it and tell them you want to buy it, and eventually they're going to start getting that stuff in. So let's talk about dip bait now. Man, now this is a hot topic right here. Secret 7 dip bait, bingo. Sudden impact fiber bait right here, okay. Tens of thousands of containers. And I don't know, maybe we sell over 100,000 of these every year. It's a bunch. And we have people that trust this catfish bait all over the country, north to south. We sell it in Canada. It's been in Malaysia. It goes all over the globe when we can figure out how to do shipping. We started out with Secret 7, and Secret 7 is a dip bait. And then a few years later, we followed up Sudden Impact fiber bait. And I'm going to tell you the differences between the two baits because we answer a lot of questions. We answer a lot of questions. What's the difference? Which one's better? Blah, blah, blah. Okay? Well, let's start out with Secret 7. Now, Secret 7 is a dip bait, and there's a lot more people out there in the country that know what dip bait is. It's not a dough bait. It's a bait that you use a bait holder, like a dead red dip tube. Okay? You smash these bait holders down. This is the treble hook bait holder. You slide that dip tube up your line. You tie your hook on, and then you push your dip tube down over your hook. Okay, then you take the Secret 7 and you stir it up. We put a black lid on top of it so it helps get this bait soft and sticky. It's like peanut butter. It gets really, really sticky. And you take the dip tube, and you smash the dip tube down in the bait, and just kind of work it around. And you see these dip tubes got great big vent holes in them. Okay, so you smash that dip tube down in there and you get those vent holes full of bait. And then you take it and cast it out. Now I'm going to tell you something about manufactured bait that a lot of people don't know. And manufactured bait a lot of times gets a bad rap because the anglers reel it in, there's nothing left on their hook. Well, two things. Manufactured bait is designed to come off your hook. It's designed to leave a scent trail. A good manufactured bait is designed to disperse in the water and create a cloud of scent. And if it's not doing that, it's not doing you justice, okay? So plan on using some bait. Plan on using some bait up. It's not like a cut bait where you just hook it on, nothing bites it, and you bring it back in. That's not how dip bait and fiber bait, sudden impact, work. The other thing that happens a lot of times with manufactured bait, and I want you to think about this, a lot of times you let that bait set out in the water, and it's been sitting out there for 30 minutes, and that bait gets soft. And when that bait gets soft, guess what? When you reel it back to you, that's when your bait comes off. Now, we've tested this over and over and over and over again. We'll take a bait and we'll cast it out, and then we'll take the same type of bait holder and we'll just drop it straight down under the boat and never cast it, okay? We'll let them set out there for the same time, and we'll reel the bait in that's been out in the water for 30 minutes, and we'll bring it in. And a lot of times the bait is off the bait holder. There's still a little bit of residue inside there where the dip tubes are. But we'll easily reel that bait holder up that's been sitting right beside the boat, and we'll be very careful not to shake that bait off. And almost all the time the bait is still, unless a fish hit it, the bait is still on that dip tube. So it just goes to show you, think about it, what's going on out there when you're fishing. When you throw that out there and you let that dip bait, you got the phones ringing, people are ordering. You can dial 918-786-9661 to place your order if you don't like to order online. But that's what's going on when your dip bait falls off. A lot of times it's still on, and as you reel in, that's when it comes off. So the Secret 7 can be used with the furry thing. I really like the dead red dip tubes. Those are my favorite. And I like the Jackhammer J hooks, and the Cam Action hooks when I'm using the Secret 7 dip bait. 16-ounce container can be found all over the country if it's not sold out. Unfortunately, it sells out about as fast as the retailers can get it in stock. So you've got to, you need to call ahead and ask these people. One, if they have it. If they don't have it, you need to ask them to get it. Two, if they have it in stock, you need to let them know that you want to pick it up when you get there. Because we have a lot of people complain that they drive to Bass Pro or Cabela's or Academy or wherever it might be, and they get there and it's all sold out. So call ahead, y'all. And as the faster it sells, more and more people will start stocking it. So let's talk a little bit about, I'm going to turn this phone down. Let's talk a little bit about sudden impact fiber bait. Okay, we started out with Secret 7, and then we went to a fiber bait. Now here in the South, we're from Oklahoma, and it gets hot out here. And historically, dip baits that weren't really sticky fell apart in the heat. You know, they just get really soupy and liquidy, and they don't stick on the bait holders. So years ago, there were some guys that developed a bait out of cattails, and those cattails, when you mixed them with all kinds of ingredients, they really helped your bait stay on a treble hook. Well, I took a look at this and used some of this, what they call punch baits, for years, and I decided I could build something that was even better than what they were building. I took the ingredients and the stickiness from this, and I sourced an all-natural fiber that's long and stringy and ultra fine, and we mix it into the fiber bait. And this fiber bait will work with bare treble hooks right here, okay? Stir this up, get it good and soft, push in a bare treble hook. That's all you have to do. Push it in with a paint stick, a paddle, a spoon, a fork, whatever you need to use. You don't have to touch either one of these baits. So you push in a bare treble hook, and you kind of swirl it around in there, swirl the bait around it, pull it out, and you have a loaded you have a loaded treble hook, a sudden impact fiber bait. Now, in the South, that's a big deal where it gets 100 degrees and people are fishing with manufactured bait. They want something that they can really cast and that's going to stay on good in the current. They want something that that'll stay. The bait integrity will stay really good when it's really hot outside. So if you're fishing places it's really, really hot, or you just want to try a bait with a bare treble hook, you need to try sudden impact fiber bait. Get you a package of the sudden impact treble hooks. Now let's talk a little bit about treble hooks, because not all treble hooks are created equal. This is a 3 times strong American made treble hook, and they are bad to the bone. This isn't a cheap brass treble hook that you find that a lot of bait manufacturers put in with their dip tubes and what have you. This is a very expensive 3 times strong, I can hook up to a 50-pounder kind of treble hook right here. The last thing I want to do is have you buy something in the Team Catfish brand and come back to me and say, that was the biggest piece of junk I ever bought. That hook just crumbled up like a piece of aluminum foil when that catfish chomped down on it. And I would rather not sell quite as many treble hooks, but provide you with a fantastic product than lost y'all for a minute. Somebody was trying to call me. So anyway, that's what's going on with sudden impact treble hooks. American made, 3 times strong. They are awesome to use with sudden impact fiber bait. But any number 6, number 4 treble hook will work just fine. Okay, so we've talked about a lot of stuff. Do we have any questions? I'm going to let some questions roll up here. Live giveaway. Woody says live giveaway. Jimmy says live giveaway. I got 128 people with me. I don't know how many comments we had. Hey, Frank says you guys make the best hooks, hands down. Beverly, she's commenting. Derek, I would love this. Joe says live giveaway. Okay. All right, we have over 100 shares now. So we've got 100 people that are thinking that, hey man, we're going to get in on this live giveaway. We're going to win some stuff. Dusty says live giveaway. Okay, again, we're going to give away a hat. I'm going to give away the autograph package of, I'm going to autograph the hat. I'm going to give away the autograph package of double action hooks. I'm going to give away an autographed Eat Sleep Catfish koozie. And we're going to give away a hand towel. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the hand towel. Team Catfish, Real Catfish Gear. Eat Sleep Catfish, one of our trademarks right there. Okay, now this is the perfect size to carry with you, and it has the grommet with a belt clip on it. And if your wife is sick and tired of wiping slime off your clothes, you guys need to get one of these. They're really inexpensive. You clip it on your belt, you clip it on your boat, you clip them on your rod holder, and you wipe your hands down before they get to your jeans or your rain suit or your shorts or whatever else you got on out there. I can promise you Mama is going to love the Eat Sleep Catfish hand towel. She's going to really like it that the shad guts don't make it all the way home on your pants. All right? This is a very inexpensive item that a lot of people take for granted, but you should really have a couple of these in your boat. You know, clip them off, take it in, wash it, bring it back out, clip it back up to your pants or your rod holder somewhere in your boat or your tackle box, and take that thing fishing. Okay, Eat Sleep Catfish koozie. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward, but the fans we have are so awesome. They always want other items that say Team Catfish on them, and we're going to be expanding our assortment of items that say Team Catfish. We want you guys out there promoting our brand and helping us be proud to be catfish anglers. You know, we're proud to fish for catfish here at Team Catfish, and I started this 10 years ago because I was proud to be a catfish angler. And we have a lot of people that love Eat Sleep Catfish clothes. We have the Eat Sleep Catfish hoodies. We got Eat Sleep Catfish t-shirts. We got Eat Sleep Catfish koozies. So if you're looking for something that says, hey, I am proud to be a catfish angler, get you an Eat Sleep Catfish shirt and wear that baby loud and proud, y'all. That's what we like to do. Okay, so I'm getting ready to sign this hat right here. All right. Jeff Williams, Team Catfish, right there. I'm going to give this hat away. I'm going to hold this up there. I want everybody to look at it, okay? Man, we got lots of people. We got lots of thumbs flying across the screen. I'm going to give this hat away in just a minute. I'm going to give this hat away live. I'm going to pick somebody that's commenting, and I'm probably going to pick a name, and I'm going to let the names roll up through here. So if you want a chance at this hat, you better get to commenting, and you better get the comment and live giveaway. So right now, I'm going to sign the Eat Sleep Catfish koozie right here. Okay? Eat Sleep Catfish. Okay? Jeff Williams, Team Catfish. I'm going to give this koozie away, but I'm going to pick a winner for the koozie after this live feed. So you have to have this shared. You have to be able to. Share this. You got to comment live giveaway, and you got to like this live feed. Okay, I'm going to give this away this afternoon. I'm going to give a hand towel away this afternoon, y'all, because you all are bad to the bone. We love you here at Team Catfish. Eat Sleep Catfish. I can't really sign this anywhere, but I am going to give that hand towel away, and it will be the hand towel that I used in this live feed. And to make sure that it is, I am going to put my initials on the E of Eat Sleep Catfish. And I'm going to put TC right there. The live feeds turn the stuff around. There's nothing I can do about it, but it's the only way I can see the comments. So Eat Sleep Catfish, there's JW, there's TC. So you will get, if you win this, you will get the hand towel and the koozie and the signed package of hooks. You will get one of these items. So do we have any questions right now? Do we have any questions? I've went over a lot of items with you, and I hope that I have explained some stuff to you. The next time I do this, I'm going to do rods and reels. I'm going to talk about Team Catfish rods and reels. And I'm going to break it down on what you need to look at for a rod and reel. We had so many questions on the live, at the Catfish Conference. We had so many questions. And, you know, it was really humbling for me to go to that Catfish Conference this last weekend, because there were so many people I hadn't seen and so many people that love our brand. And I just thought it was fantastic. So I'm going to start looking at these names. I'm going to write somebody down here in a minute. You need to be commenting live giveaway right now. I'm seeing lots of comments, but I'm not seeing a bunch of live giveaway stuff. And I'm going to hold this hat back up because this is what you're getting ready to. You're going to win this signed Team Catfish cap right here. You got to share the feed. You got to like, and you got to comment live giveaway. I'm seeing a lot of stuff come up here, but I'm not seeing anything about live giveaway. And I've got to see that. Next one that I see that comes up, we've got 1,000 comments so far. You all are bad to the bone. Let's see a live giveaway. Frank Gomez is the winner. Right there. Frank Gomez is the winner. Let's everybody tell Frank congratulations. And I'm going to do this more and more and more often because we appreciate you guys. We're going to start giving back more stuff to you guys. And we really appreciate it from the bottom of our hearts. You guys spending your hard-earned money on our fishing tackle, because we know how hard it is to make that money. Thanks a lot. I'm Jeff with Team Catfish. Make sure that you check out our Facebook page and go over, there's over 100 how-to catfishing videos on YouTube. Subscribe to YouTube and look at the knowledge that we've shared with you since 2009 on how to catch more catfish. We love y'all. Thanks a lot. I will do another live feed here in the next week or two. See ya.